Okay, just so you know when you talk, everybody hears you, okay? Whoever's talking, just don't say anything you don't want,
Everybody to hear.
publicly, so.
Hi, Don and Shara.
Hi.
Hi, Don and Shara, Paula.
Shira and Don. Shira and Don,
I hear
Yes.
you win.
my beautiful fish has joined in your honor.
Oh.
Hi, Don. It's
Thank you.
Cheryl and Dave. Hi, Shara.
I love it.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shalom, everybody.
Does anyone see Suzanne? Is Suzanne online?
I feel like he's not hearing me.
Okay, there's.
I'm here.
Suzanne is here.
I'm here.
Don't even move it. It's perfect.
Okay, so, well, let's see. A lot of people have come on, so, okay.
Hi, how are you?
I'm Mort. I'm Mort.
I'm here.
Hi.
Suzanne Moore, if you're on, can you wave? Or say something? Jump up
I'm
and
here.
down.
Hi, Doug Blackwell.
Hi, Robin.
Hi, Robin. Hi, everybody. Hi, Robin.
Hi, Lynn.
Say hi there.
Here, Suzanne.
I'm here.
Yeah, I can't.
Can you see me?
I don't know why it's not.
It's fine.
It should be.
I should probably try.
I'm not sure why
Hi,
it's not
Don and
cast.
Shara.
Pardon me, we
Okay.
tried to figure out
Shabbat
if-
shalom.
And we don't see.
God.
Well, we have 69.
I mean,
We haven't
Suzanne.
muted.
Look at this. Sternberg's are here.
Okay.
A lot of people are missing.
It says, up to 73.
Try going into the.
Wait, mute yourself.
See if we can get a few others.
Hi. I'm on the rabbi. Yeah.
Oh, they're doing it, I think, like, phone.
Or speak off of your phone.
Yes, I'm on now. I have to hang.
I don't want to put a link. That's perfectly weird. Just press.
We have
Takers. Shabbat
Everyone, we can do everybody.
Oh, right there.
I got tissues. I'm ready.
I'm good, Jen.
So, I'm still trying to find out, is Suzanne Moore online?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, I hear you, but I don't see you.
No, that's Sharon. Sharon has to be here.
I saw Suzanne, though.
Yeah.
Here she is.
I'm here.
Acknowledge you or not?
no. Fine.
Folks,
We're at 84 right now.
Move yourself.
Hi there.
I need to find out.
I got you the chip. That's all right.
I think I should sit during break.
Suzanne Moore.
What are the arrows for on the side? Are there more people over there? The arrows.
Yes, the arrows take you to see more people on the Zoom or whatever we're on.
5 screens.
Zoom.
Okay.
At least
The upper right-hand corner, there's a little grid. It looks like a 3x3 grid. It says gallery view. You can use the gallery view to see more people at one time.
I
Guess some people haven't been here before.
Notification.
They've stopped banging.
Hi, Bobby.
Hi, Andrea. How are you?
In the mitten drinnen, our roof was being redug today.
I am. Yep, I had a feeling it would be by then. Yes.
Hopefully the banging has stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just hanging around right now. I don't know what they're doing.
Bye, Lynn.
I'm trying to get into it. I'm on video.
It's probably the most, yeah, it should have special ones.
Kevin's with
but
Suzanne.
This is the most.
Kevin is with Suzanne.
I thought it would be better, but it wasn't better.
The video.
Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Kevin.
Hello.
Some people are slow in getting on.
Usually on the computer.
So 5 people.
Hey,
haven't
Sydney
sat.
and Marissa. Hi, Liam. Congratulations. Mazel tov.
All right,
like
everybody,
I would give a minute for someone to do that.
it'd be time to mute everybody.
It may not be politically correct, but
Just mute everybody.
95, Sean.
Okay.
Will we break 100?
Congratulations, Liam.
Hi, Janet.
Honor Society.
Hi.
94 people.
Okay, everybody, Shabbat Shalom. We've just muted everybody. And at the end of the service, we will unmute everybody and we'll hang around and schmooze together, even though we can't offer you brownies. But it's wonderful to have you with us on this Shabbat. And I know that people are in very different places. And it's wonderful to have you joining us from all these different places. So we have a number of guests who have said, actually, they're not in any way guests. They're part of our community, part of our congregation, but a number of people who said they would be part of our service tonight. And so we're going to begin. We start on page 128, and we invite Suzanne Moore, if you would unmute yourself, or Brian, or whatever, and we'll begin.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. שלום עליכם, סלם עליכם, שלום עליכם, סלם עליכם, שלום עליכם, סלם עליכם, שלום עליכם, סלם עליכם. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה רע לי שבת אחים גם יחד.
Please turn to page 138.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקב לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקב שמור זכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתחילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נקנה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה. Please join me in welcoming the Shabbat bride and standing. Verse 9. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשבת נקבלה.
Page 121 and 120. We do not just observe Shabbat, we make Shabbat. And so even though the sun is up, we are declaring that Shabbat has begun. And if we can stop our regular work from the week and understand that today is special, then we have indeed made Shabbat begin. Page 121. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Hashem kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu להדליק נר של השבת.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat. Page 146. If you are able, please rise.
Sharon.
Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Roll into Dark, or Ma'ariv Aravim, is on page 148. The Hebrew verse is right in the middle of the prayer, Ma'ariv Aravim, Orei Yom V'Layla. And the English words are easy. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Orei Yom V'Layla, Golel or Mipnei Koshek, Golel or Mipnei Koshek, Ve'Koshek Mipnei Or. Orei Yom V'Layla, Golel or Mipnei Koshek, Golel or Mipnei Koshek, Ve'Koshek Mipnei Or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
Page 150. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel.
Jackie?
This is the sound of something quiet. This is the sound of one small seed. This is the sound that breaks the silence. Can make a holier sound of me. Come make a holy sound with me. There is a harmony inside us. There is a harmony of peace. There is a harmony that binds us. Come make a holy harmony. Come make a holy harmony. This is the song of hearts wide open. This is the song of unity. This is the song that can't be broken. Come sing this holy song with me. Come sing this holy song with me. This is the sound of something quiet. This is the sound of one small seed. This is the sound that breaks the silence. This is the sound, the song, the harmony we need. Come make a holy sound with me. Come make a holy sound. Come make a holy sound. Come make a holy sound with me, with me, with me, with me.
Go ahead, Jack.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. We continue with the Ve'ahavta as we chant Torah together on this wonderful night. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu advarim ha'elim asher anochi metzavacha hayom al vavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'gavtam v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'v'lechtecha b'adeh u'v'shoftecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam lehot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני Adonai Elohechem.
Brian, I don't know, is that possible to do?
I'm sorry. To do what?
Someone said there's a limit of 100 people and more
I
people.
can't change it. I've updated the website to direct people to trt.org/stream where it's playing on streaming. So I'm trying to make sure that's what I've been.
Anyone who can't get on, there's a way to do it. trt.org/stream.
Right, but
Okay.
since they're not on, it's a little hard to communicate.
Obviously. Paul, how come I can't get on? Thank you very much. Workaround. Page 156. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and savior, who delivers us from oppressors' hands and save us from tyrants' fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You perform miracles for us before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the Egyptians. You led your people Israel out from their midst to freedom for all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously. Suzanne has got to go on the other way? Or no? But she can't participate that way. No. Okay, so we have a problem here, folks. Suzanne needs to get back online.
It's okay.
No, but she can't go the other way. Okay. All right, so.
I'm back.
You're back.
Okay, there we go.
Perfect. There we go.
All right, page 158, Nicha Mocha. Technology is wonderful, except when it's not, so it's all good.
You ready? Wow.
We continue on page 161 and 160 with Let There Be Love, Hashkivenu. Baron?
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Beshalom. תעמידנו, שומרנו לחיים, ופרוס עלינו מצוקת שלומך. השכיבנו, אדוני אלוהינו, השכיבנו לשלום. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
We continue on page 164 and the even number pages following that. Please rise if you are able.
Adonai sefatai tifach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ahel Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanoah, Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני אברהם, למען שמו ואהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הצער, מחכה לחיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סוהר נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו, ישמר מי כמוך בעד גבורות ומדומך מלך מביט ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ולמענת לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. We continue on page 173.
Brian?
Brian, would you be able to share the video, or that's what you're working on now?
I'm working on it. Hold on a second.
Got it.
May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all rest and renewal. Open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. Baruch atah Adonai. Baruch atah Adonai. Baruch atah Adonai. Mekadesh HaShabbat.
That was so beautiful. And thank you to everyone in the choir. And now somewhere on one of these screens should be Sydney Schoenholz. Sydney, are you around?
Yes, Shabbat Shalom. All right, I'm gonna sing a song and then I'm gonna say some words and then I'm gonna sing another song. So this is called Someday. Someday I'm gonna make it happen. Someday I'm gonna make it happen. Someday I'm gonna make it happen, but if not now, someday I'm gonna make it happen. Someday I'm gonna make it happen. Someday I'm gonna make it happen, but if not now, then when? So many people talking, who shake their heads, say the world's not working. So many people talking, but they don't do a thing. At the end of the day, I don't wanna say I could have lived my life that way. Oh no, no, at the end of the day, I don't wanna say that I coulda, shoulda, woulda, didn't, but now it's just too late. Someday I'm gonna make it happen. Someday I'm gonna make it happen. Someday I'm gonna make it happen, but if not now, then when? So many people watching, they watch the world through a box that's talking. So many people watching their lives on ABC, BBC, MTV, CNN. When does it end? At the end of the day, I don't wanna say I could have lived my life that way. Oh no, no, at the end of the day, I don't wanna say that I coulda, shoulda, woulda, didn't, but now it's just too late. Someday I'm gonna make it happen. Someday I'm gonna make it happen. Someday I'm gonna make it happen, but if not now, then when? So with the words, if not now, then when, in our hearts and in our minds, I'd like to say a few words. Rabbi Weber, above everything else, will always be a teacher to me. Whether in the classroom, one-on-one conversation, or giving a sermon from the Bima, he always has something to teach people who will listen. And Marissa and I, as his students, it's our job to take his lessons beyond the classroom and apply them to the world around us, seeing life through the lens of Jewish teachings and in the pursuit of justice. We're living in a pivotal time in history, a turning point, a moment when Americans are realizing and protesting the racism present within our institutions, ones which allow police officers to murder Black men and women without penalty or accountability, to be incarcerated without trial, criminalized for the color of their skin, and I am angry. I'm angry that the response to the Black Lives Matter movement is often met by some of my peers and many adults with discomfort, denial, and worst of all, disregard and apathy. I am enraged that we haven't acknowledged Black Lives Matter is an inherently Jewish issue. As people familiar with persecution throughout our history, enslaved in Egypt, killed in the Spanish Inquisition, and systematically exterminated in the Holocaust, we understand what it is like to be targeted on the basis of who we are and how we are born. So to any of you who are uncomfortable at the mention of Black Lives Matter, shrugging off the injustices occurring before your eyes, excusing it as not your fight or not your cause, I ask you why. Doesn't our history, our values, command us to pursue justice? Tzedek, tzedek tirdof. Will you be there to support the Black community with the same passion, outrage, and fire that you would protect your Jewish ancestors who perished in the Holocaust? I implore you to say, Black Lives Matter. March in step with Black activists and leaders Petition your elected officials, vote in local, state, and national elections, and have these tough conversations with your friends, family, and peers, not in spite of, but because you are Jewish. And as Jews, this fight is not optional. It is our responsibility. We come to temple, we pray for peace, we pray for justice, but what are we doing to bring it to fruition? Ask yourself, are you living up to your prayers, or are the words that you chant empty? And how do you rectify that if they are? I would like to recite a poem that I read for the first time in Hebrew school at TRT and have seen repeated since, most notably in the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. during the rack trip that I shared with my peers and in the temple. First, they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Please keep these words in mind as we enter our silent prayer. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen.
We continue on page 371 with our prayer for healing. Oh no, not 371, never mind, that's right. Marley is going to share her prayer for healing. But before we do that, Brian, I'd ask you please, in a moment, to unmute everybody. We will ask you to say the names of those you're praying for, and it will be a mixture of...
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, we have a cue sheet.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Please say the names of the ones you're thinking of.
Adam. Very human my brother-in-law, Jerry.
Jerome, Aldana Ambler,
Okay, Pastor.
Razi Lesher.
Coleman.
Just be brief.
Terry Freud.
Arnold.
Rob Gotlin.
What happened to him? Connoissance here.
muted. I don't know. Do we have Marley? Marley, are you around?
Yeah, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can. You're good.
Okay. So yeah, before I sing this, to just bounce off of what Sydney so beautifully said, I want to extend the idea of healing not to just people that we know within our communities, but people that we don't know and that we can't see or we have not seen previously, and to extend, especially on the day of Juneteenth, to recognize all the healing that is necessary because of decades of generational trauma that Black people have faced in this country. And yeah, here's a song I wrote when I was a little teenager. Sake of your name, heal us, oh our God, for the sake of your name, heal us, 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 El If you'd like to sing along, those two parts work as a round together. So feel free to pick your favorite, even though you can't hear other people singing. Yeah. Heal us, 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 heal us. El Narifa, Nala, El Narifa, Nala, El Narifa, Nala, El Narifa, Nala, El Narifa, Nala. For the sake of your name, heal us, oh our God, for the sake of your name.
So here we are. I couldn't have imagined in 1972, when I said that I might want to be a rabbi, that my life, that our life would turn out like this. I couldn't have imagined it because we have been blessed beyond words. And I'm going to try to get through this because this is important, but we'll see how I do. A number of you have said to me, I can't imagine anyone else being our rabbi. I appreciate the compliment. I really, really do, because it's, to me, the highest compliment I can give someone is to say, you're my rabbi. But I'd like you to think about something going forward. It's something that Shira and I are in the middle of thinking about right now. And it may help for you to figure out what happens next. I've had a lot of rabbis in my life. Above all, I am blessed that I am married to Rabbi Umorati, my rabbi and my teacher, Shira. And she has taught me for every day since I first met her. She's taught me about being a rabbi, and she's taught me about being a human being. I've had wonderful rabbis along the way. But today I want to talk to you about the rabbi that is to blame for me being a rabbi. If you like what I do, he gets the credit. If you don't like what I do, then he gets the blame. And Brian, I'll tell you when the picture goes up. Don't worry. You don't have to worry about a cue. When I was in 10th grade, a new rabbi came to our temple, Rabbi Norman Kahan. Zichrono livracha. My classmates and I were fully prepared to hate him because he was new and we didn't like new. Particularly, I did not like change. He was really different from the previous rabbi. Remember what I said about I don't like change. And so we sat in class, basically a group of 16-year-olds with our arms crossed like this, going, oh yeah, prove it. And Rabbi Kahan was lovely and spoke to us wonderfully. And about 5 or 6 sessions into the year, one of my obnoxious classmates, it could have been me, but this one wasn't me, said, oh yeah, so what does a rabbi do anyway? And I guess I kind of expected some kind of fumfering or whatever, but instead Rabbi Kahan looked at us and said, well, a rabbi really only has 2 jobs. Our jobs are to comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. And that was it. He was done. He didn't explain it. He didn't go on. He didn't do more. He said, that's a rabbi's job. And that was the first moment that I went, maybe I have more to learn from this guy than I thought. And to say that was an understatement is really the truth, because he taught me. And one of the things he taught me was that if you as a rabbi are not either comforting the disturbed or disturbing the comfortable, you're not doing your job. Anything else you're doing is wasting your time and everybody else's. You should be doing one of those 2 things or doing the things you need to make them happen. And I watched him do it. I watched him comfort the disturbed. I watched him do it for my family when my father died. And Shir and I were both rabbis, but we needed Rabbi Kahan to be there for us then. I watched him help people through really difficult times. And in between all of that comforting the disturbed, I watched him disturb the comfortable. We were in Roslyn, Long Island, a community a lot like Western Monmouth, with a bunch of very comfortable upper middle class people. And Rabbi Kahan knew how to disturb them. He knew how to get them riled up, how to make them angry. And then he knew how to channel that into repairing the world. We hadn't even started to use the phrase tikkun olam yet, but he knew how to channel it into repairing the world. He was brave, and I gave a sermon this year about my rabbi's bravery. He was passionate. And where my parents had given me the joy of Shabbat, Rabbi Kahan gave me the passion of Judaism. I realized by the end of 10th grade that I had deeply fallen in love with that man. And I stayed in love with him, well, pretty much to today. Some years after he retired, his wife called me and said, we're starting to see the first signs of dementia. And I asked if Shira and I could come out and have lunch with them in Great Neck. So we arranged to go drive out to Great Neck, and we met at a restaurant. And the 4 of us sat down and had a wonderful, wonderful lunch. There were a couple of basic things that he was forgetting, but his mind was still amazing and he still taught me. At the end of that lunch, we imposed on the waiter to take some pictures of all of us, and we got some great pictures of the 4 of us together. But then I said, would it be all right if I had a picture with my rabbi? So Brian, if you could put that up on the screen for a minute while I talk. I think if you look at that picture, you can see how much I am in love with that man. If the picture looks familiar, it's been sitting on the desk in my office since the week we went to visit him. I've looked at it almost every day. And I've let it drive my life to comfort the disturbed and to disturb the comfortable. Thank you, Brian. You can take that down. And so Shira and I are now up here in Berkshire Mountains, and we're in the middle of trying something that's not all that easy. We're looking for a synagogue. And what we're looking for is a rabbi who will comfort the disturbed and who will disturb the comfortable. And when you find that person, we are joining his or her shul. That's a given. Because it's the only definition of rabbi that's ever made sense to me. It's the only one I could ever understand. And for those of you who've worked with me for years, who've shared your difficult times, who've reached out a hand for help, I have tried to do my best to be there, to comfort you when you are disturbed, to help you through the most difficult times. And whenever I think I did it really well, I think Rabbi Kahan would be proud. And I've also tried to annoy the hell out of you. And I know that I've really succeeded sometimes, and sometimes not in the way I intended, and for that I am sorry. But I wanted to disturb you. So many times I needed you to see what I saw. I needed you to see the injustice that's around us, the things that are easy to hide from in our community, where we can live in our houses and live in our cars and forget about others. And oh my God, to have my students today come on and talk about things that I did not know they were talking about, and to talk about shaking people up and saying, if you think it's a problem, no, you're the problem. God bless you, all of you. Because when I did that, I thought that I'm making my rabbi proud. And when you do that, you are making this rabbi incredibly proud. So now, Rabbi Disick is coming into the congregation, and he's in an interesting position because he's going to be an interim rabbi. His job is to help TRT figure out what happens next, where you want to go, and help you figure out what you're looking for when you look for the new settled rabbi who'll come into the community and be the rabbi of TRT, and hopefully be your rabbi. And one of the things I know is that it's not my job to pick that person. And that's fine with me, because you're the ones that are going to need to live with her or him. You're going to need to work with her or him. You're going to need to be comforted by her or him. And you're going to need to be disturbed by her or him. And if you interview someone and they seem really, really nice, don't hire them. You don't need a nice rabbi. Nice rabbi is like nice sermon. When someone says to me, nice sermon, I know it means I didn't talk too long and I didn't talk too loud, so you could rest. No, it's not what I want to hear after a sermon, and it's not what I want to hear as a rabbi. I want to hear either, Rabbi, you comforted me, or Rabbi, you disturbed me. I'm good with both of them. I really am. Because each time that you listen, not to what I said, not to do what I tell you to do, that's not the way we work. But each time you were willing to listen to me, to a sermon, to a class, to something I wrote in the newsletter, and to consider it, and to consider whether, you know, he's right. I should be more upset about this. You know, he's right. I should be doing something about this. Each time you did that, and even if you listened to me and said, you know what, I disagree with you completely, and I think you're totally wrong. I'm good with that too. All I wanted to do was disturb you a little bit. I never wanted you to do it my way, even when it seems like I did. I wanted to help you find your way. It is too easy to look for someone who's nice. I know a lot of nice people. I really do, and they're wonderful. But Noah once asked when he was a little kid, is everybody in the world a rabbi? And that was just because most all our friends have been rabbis. And the reason for that is very simple. We like people who comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. And so to all of you, my dear, dear friends, more important than that, my congregants, the members of our congregation, it's going to be up to you to find somebody who can comfort you when you're disturbed and disturb you when you're comfortable. If I have succeeded in the simple explanation that Rabbi Kahn gave to us in 1968, then I have done my rabbi proud. And my career has been a blessing. Thank you.
Preach it, Rabbi.
I don't think it's particularly fair that we ask Marley to talk now, but she's going to and sing. And so, Marley,
Please rise.
please rise for Aleinu.
Sorry, just to clarify, are we chanting and then singing? Or
Whatever works for you. Are we doing Aleinu first and then you're doing?
yeah.
Go for it. What you're going to do, do it.
Okay, let me just get my
Okay.
forgot about the standing. Thank you for your patience. We're gonna sing a song. I think it's Shira might have sent the lyrics somewhere. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, this is the wrong key. Okay. Sometimes I lay under the moon and I thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more war, and our children will play one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. It's not about win or lose, 'cause we all lose when they feed on the souls of the innocent. Blood-drenched pavement, keep on moving though the waters stay raging. In this maze you may lose your way, your way. It might drive you crazy, but don't let it phase you, no way, no way. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more war, and our children will play one day,
treat people the same. Stop with the violence, stop with the hate. One day we'll all be free and proud to be under the same sun, singing songs of freedom. Cause all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more war, and our children will play one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day.
Let me start the announcements by thanking everybody who made this service so special for me, for us. I want to thank Sharon Aptaker and Karen Joseph and Suzanne Moore and Kolot Yafim, our adult choir, and Jackie Barron, and seeing our alumni back, Cindy Schoenholtz and Marley Newgas, and a cameo by Marissa Klass. And Brian Feinberg, who I doubt got to pray today because he spent a whole lot of time making this work. And I imposed on him and said, Brian, I promise I won't ask you for anything after today. Could you do this one? Brian, thank you. And in terms of thank yous, I have to thank Shira for picking up the week that the quarantine began and singing every single Shabbat, every single holiday, every single service together with me. We started our marriage together singing Aniva Ata. And to reach this point for the two of us, where the hell did the time go? But thank you for sharing this journey with me. Tomorrow morning, the Shabbat morning minyan is at 10 o'clock on Zoom, also trt.org/Saturday. I apologize, we all apologize for not realizing there would be more than 100 people on this Zoom. So I think tomorrow you'll all be able to fit in, but we'll get a really nice crowd. Speaking of tomorrow morning, I want to extend a special mazel tov. Could the Cotters all please wave? Come on, let's get in there. Leah, I want to see you. Tomorrow was supposed to be Leah's celebration of her bat mitzvah. And obviously, this all happened. And so Leah will be celebrating it next year. But Leah, you are bat mitzvah. You are. You don't need to do a service to be it. That's the celebration. You are bat mitzvah and mazel tov. I've known you since you were born. I've known you since before you were born. And to be able to be here and to see you as you turn 13 is just so amazing. And mazel tov to you and your family. And I hope you do something really special tomorrow. I don't know what it's going to be, but you should really do something special, okay? Just because you deserve it. So mazel tov to you and congratulations. Next Friday evening, the service leaders are Karen Goldstein and Sharon Aptaker. This Monday is the annual congregational meeting, and it will be online at 7:30. The information about the meeting, about the proposed changes to governance, to different things, as well as the election of new officers, is all available in this week's email that you should have just received. If not, I believe it's all on the temple's website. Please check it out. It's not so easy, not so hard to get there these days, since you just pick up your computer and zoom it for wherever. And there obviously are a lot of changes going on. So please join and share your thoughts. And this Wednesday, I love this. God, I love this. Is the Spring Food Drive Reimagined. From 11 in the morning to 6 in the evening, this coming Wednesday, you can bring food to drop off from your cars at TRT. The information and the shopping list, what they particularly need, is all in the weekly email. And you can go on the website and find the weekly email. Either way, that's great. And, you know, you've heard me say it before, bring stupid amounts of food, okay? Just like bring food for all the people who are hungry, for all the people who don't have enough to eat. Think of how blessed you are wherever you're living, and bring stupid amounts of food. Okay, I'd appreciate that. And finally, I hope that you can join us for the gala on July 12th. Yes, it is online, and so that's what we have available to us. And Shira and I are really looking forward to it. We're looking forward to seeing you. We don't know what's going on. We're just told to be there, so we're going to be there. But we're looking forward to saying thank you. We really are. And we hope you'll join us. The information about the gala is available all over the place. Again, also in the weekly email. And please, if you are able to, please join with us, because we'd just love to see it. Are there any other announcements from anyone that I need to make? The gala is not limited to 100. There you go. To me, I like that. Thank you very much for that one. That was good. Yes, as many as want. Okay, so we turn now to page
595. So often at funerals, I tell people, especially on those days when there's going to be a new moon or a sliver of a moon, and I ask them to look at the stars, and I remind them that Hannah Senesh looked at those stars from a tiny little opening in a Hungarian jail, and she created this beautiful poem. She looked at the stars and realized that each and every one had long died. And yet it had taken light years for that light to reach us. And that's what legacy and memory are all about. Yash kohavim she'hamagia atza rak Hashem הם עצמם עבדו בינם. יש אנשים שזיו זכרם מאיר כאשר הם עצמם אינם עוד בתוכנו. עוד אלה המבחיקים בחשכת העיר הם שמראים לאדם את הדרך, את הדרך. הם שמראים לאדם את הדרך, את הדרך. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep on shining, ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember as we live our days. These are the ways we remember, we remember, we remember, we remember.
We remember these people whose shloshim we observe. Harry Wiener, the brother of Louis Wiener, and Linda Shaw Haidt, the sister of Kathy Shaw Fisher. And we remember those whose yahrzeits occurred this week. Daniel Kolbach, Rosita Gratman, Abraham Benjamin, Celia Chansey, Rabbi Norman Kahan, Eva Kaufman, Sidney Ross, Charles Weber, Edna Coleman, Svea Jonas, Benjamin Weinstein, Libby Leff, Philip Lorberfeld, Ed Schwartz, Louis Shames, Irving Jelinek, David Sawyer, Jeanette Kesslin. And to these names we add the names that we remember, that each of us remembers
Eddie
outside out the time. And we are going to unmute everybody and invite you to say the name you're thinking of.
Robert.
Leon Binder.
Missy the
Ruth Kurtman.
Larry Picarello.
Irving Yellen, David Sawyer, Jeanette Keston. And to these names we add that we remember. Each of us remembers. And we're going to unmute everybody. 598. Please rise if you are able. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach cheruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon u'biyomechon, u'chayei b'chol beit Yisrael, v'adala u'bizman karib v'imru amen. V'hei shemei Rabbah mevarach la'alam olamei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'al v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata v'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Shalom b'mroma v'ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel and to all the world, to which we say, Amen. Amen.
Shalom b'mroma v'ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel.
Please be seated. I'm going to give the benediction before the final song, which was wisely taped by Karen and Shira and Sharon. So before we go, and we're going to stay here online and schmooze afterwards with anyone who's crazy, who cares. Every day when I left the temple, I said a simple bracha that I wrote. I wrote it when I did a class on prayer about 20 years ago. I challenged everyone to break prayers for things they loved. And I wrote mine for being a rabbi. The words are very simple. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani rav. I praise you, Adonai our God, source of all creation, for making me a rabbi. Along with that, when I said the prayer, I always looked at the building. I said it as I approached my car every day. And when I looked at the building, I did not see a structure. I saw you. I saw all of you in everything you do, in every way that you make that building holy. I saw you, and I thanked God for you. And today, as I finish my career, as we finish our careers and move on to a new stage, I thank God for making me a rabbi, and I thank God for you. Brian, if you could play that, please.
Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Ufros alaynu sukat shlomecha. Ufros alaynu sukat shlomecha. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps and guide my steps and guide my steps.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. I love you. Right, if you would unmute everyone.
Who's blowing the shofar? Well.
It's gotta be Howie.
Shabbat shalom.
Howie, do it longer.
Hi, Bernie and Susan.
Hi, Bernie and Susan.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
Tova and Dougie.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Beautiful service.
Love you, Don and Shira, for everything.
Hi, Lynn and Susan.
I enjoyed hearing that last one when Jersey jumped on Shira's lap.
Oh, really? That's how it works?
Shabbat.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess that have a good night.
I'm not gonna leave.
Well, Shabbat shalom to everyone.
I all the Ritzy teams and alumni.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Yasher koach, everyone.
Barbara, what happened to Rachel? Where's Rachel? Haven't seen her go on.
Where's Rachel? This is her mother. I'd like to see her.
Yeah, I said Barbara.
Maybe on a different screen.
I'm
There she is.
She's still there.
Rachel.
Rachel's here.
Howie.
Mark.
Mark.
The sheets are moving over.
Thought to say bye.
A long time.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you for everything.
Actually, in a way, I'm surprised that the Grossmans didn't come in.
Thank you.
Here's a heart for you.
It was wonderful.
Do you want to leave?
One hand?
The boys log off. I want to say hi to the boys. I say hi to all your boys. I loved when Jersey jumped on your lap.
Hey,
Right. You want to leave or you stay on? No, what do you want to do? You want to stay on? I don't know.
They're wondering who wants to be the last one. Who wants to pick up the tab?
Wait.
Hi, Jen.
Hi.
You're crying, Jelly Bean.
Oh my
is crying, so I'm not speaking. Hi.
I'm right, I'm there too. I'm up to the napkins and the second glass of vodka.
Tissues, they're empty.
Shalom, y'all.
Shalom, Glenn.
It goes to Glenn.
From the Block, Sherman and Feld family. Thank you.
Well, he came back in one of those.
Places, because I know that.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. The rabbi's going to be missed.
Shira, we can't hear you.
I said it's really amazing how, as much as I would have loved to have had it in person, the fact that we see people from all over the country is really extraordinary.
Yes, one of the advantages of Zoom.
Here, if not for.
Yeah.
Hello from Arizona.
I know.
Hey, Brett.
Hey, Brett.
You have Maddie with you too?
Or it's 109 in the shade.
Right. It's pretty hot.
Rabbi Weber and Rabbi Shira, Ellen and Brian Block, you will always hold a very special place in our heart. Thank you for everything you've done for my family.
Thank you both. Please keep on love your whole family, your whole family.
Thank you.
We can quickly who's left on the
Not right now.
Shira, we know you had a big influence on Jody because we've known you longer than we've known Don. But also, Don, I don't know if you remember, but one of the first times I heard you speak, I told you that we had difficult decisions to make, and you had given us much food for thought. So yes, you have succeeded.
Don? Are Don and Shira there?
Yes.
Don and Shira, a long time since Rachel, since Barbara.
Okay, Barbara's trying to talk to Don and Shira. Where are they?
Right next to you.
Oh, Barbara.
Okay, hi everybody. Don, I've spent half of my life with you as my rabbi, and you have not only comforted me when I was disturbed and disturbed me when I was comfortable, but you also disturbed me when I was disturbed. And for all of it, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Shira, thank you for teaching me what a chip chick is, and for introducing me to Kettle One vodka. And I'm on my second one already. I love you both. And I love my temple community. And there's my big bag lady. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, Barbara.
Right,
Don't
Marissa.
ask how I am. I'm like gone.
Marissa,
you mentioned before.
you don't speak. You just wait.
Hi. Oh,
Look, Marissa can talk.
how are you? Oh, it's been too long.
It was lovely seeing the two of
It
you
was
together
great to
again.
see you there.
Yeah.
Wait, show the other person that's there with you guys.
Oh, he's taking a little Adam's
right
taking
now.
a schluffy, but
Speaker President Adam Frank.
he's on the couch.
Adam from Nifty.
Ah, cool. Adam from
Past
Nifty.
Nifty Girl President.
Yeah, the president of the Nifty Girl. It's so wonderful to be here and to celebrate you. Yes, we miss you. Oh.
Thank you.
Great girls, love you.
Howie.
It's really something
You
having
don't have to.
Jackie
So,
and Marley. I just, having kids who grew up at TRT and who are still, enmeshed in TRT.
And Jen and Rachel.
Well, for a few,
Yeah.
but they didn't sing.
No, I know, but it's
no,
so
sorry.
cool.
No, Jen, you sang tonight. I apologize.
That's right. She
Jen,
was
you
there.
sang tonight.
Right.
And you have to stay. You have to stay in the choir.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Yes, Jen.
I know.
Yeah.
In all your free time, Jen.
Right, yeah.
Okay,
I was
going to tell them
I'm saying goodnight.
And I just want to say, like everybody else, thank you. We're over 30 years, 33, I don't know, being our rabbi. So we're not going to say goodbye.
We'll do that, Jeff.
We'll see you next time.
For everything.
Never stop being our rabbi.
Thank you for
Yeah.
everything.
For your whole family.
Ready?
And
Our
Rabbi and Shira, those who know me know I don't do goodbyes well, so I won't do goodbyes. But I say I love you and we wish you the best and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you for being our teachers and our rabbis, and thank you for allowing us to create a safe space with you all. It's been a wonderful opportunity to be able to learn and have you as our role models. We love you, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Liam. Thank you so much. Really. Right, another TRT. And Doug is there. Doug's another TRT person.
And
Right?
Susan.
Doug.
This Doug?
Doug, where are you?
I'm right here. Can you hear me?
What state are you in? And I don't make confusion or something.
No, we're in California right now. We're in Los Angeles.
Wow.
Can you come and show your face for a minute? Ashley, come and
Rabbi,
show your face for a minute.
Ohio, California, Massachusetts.
I'd like to say to you, Rabbi Weber, I grew up in,
Come and show your face for a minute.
but you were the first person to really introduce me.
What? No.
And
Doug, we can't hear you. Talk closer to the mic.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, hi. Hi, everyone.
Here's Ashley.
Can you hear me? Okay, good. Even though I was born into a Jewish household, I feel like you were the first person to introduce me to Judaism. And, you know, you had such an impact on my mother and me and my family. And I don't know, I've always had a very special place in my life. And anytime you give a sermon, I'd always leave thinking in a different way than I did before. And you always left me with an impression. And even though I'm not there and I live in a different state, I didn't go to temple as much as my mother would have liked me to. I still would not have wanted to go to any other temple or have any other rabbi. So thank you for leaving my life. Even if I didn't make it that obvious, you really did. Thank you.
I'm good. The only thing I'm going to say is go find another rabbi now. No, and you know how to do it now.
And there's some really great people in
Okay.
LA that we could give
I
you.
know a really great temple in Glendale that my brother worked at.
That's very close to me, actually. So.
Yeah, he lived in LA. He worked at Temple Sinai in Glendale. They're really good people there.
Everyone suggests rabbis to check out.
Got a connection for you, Robin.
And I'll be happy to share.
Thank you.
Find somebody that will do both those things. So find a good rabbi. Thanks, Doug. Thank you.
Don and Shira,
You know, I have opened.
you know how I feel. I had the opportunity to tell you.
You know, it was a name I knew,
Thank you for everything.
but that person had.
And I'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah, that's probably what this is.
My kids are now saying it is time for us to go have dinner in case you all.
Did they pop their heads back in again?
No, they're
Guys?
actually sitting at the table.
Schiffer
Schiffer wants to see.
Schiffer wants to say hi.
So,
Don and Shira, I don't know how to begin to thank you for guiding me, leading me on this path to a Jewish life, a nice Irish Catholic girl like me. But thank you. This is my place, my home.
Sure, yeah, take her.
And I love you.
I have ever seen.
yes, absolutely.
The most
Absolutely.
beautiful Jewish heart I've
You
ever
do.
seen.
You do.
Hello, boys. Hey, guys. First of all, this is the cutest picture of you guys that I'm going to try and steal right now. So I'm going to be that obnoxious person. But this is a really cute picture of you that I'm going to take.
You can take a picture of the screen.
John and Shara have to talk so that we can take a picture.
Oh, no, I pinned their video. I'm good. Okay. Got it. Super cute. Hi, guys.
I took a picture of the screen. Let it go to speaker view.
Folks, we're
Hi.
going
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. Good night.
Everybody.
Shabbat shalom. Enjoy dinner.
Yep. Robin said,
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Stay safe.
Shabbat shalom.
Brian, thank you.
Yes, Brian. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
Brian, thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everyone. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
It is
shalom.
really hard. It is really hard to read the chat, run the sharing, keep up with it's like I'm going
Thank
nuts
you,
here.
Brian.
And I saw the number creeping up to 100 and said, we're going to fill up and people aren't going to be able to get on. How do I get word out that they can go to the stream? But
Thank you,
You
Brian.
did great.
You did a great job.
You really
Thank you
did.
thank you for getting it set up.
Yes.
And keeping it set up.
Yes. And
Shabbat
even when we went
shalom
over
and be
100.
safe,
Now,
everyone.
hopefully, you'll have a bit of a peaceful Shabbat now.
yes, right.
Making it simple enough for me to use. Goodbye, everybody.